Good afternoon, students. And so in this video, I'm going to go over how to write your argumentative essay with counter-argument and rebuttal paragraphs. So basically, when you have an argumentative essay, just like with a persuasive essay, you want to convince the reader of your point of view. And so the title of this essay is Exercise is Good for Mental Health. And so before I even start this, I need this to be in double-spaced. So in order to double-space something, I first have to select the entire thing. Okay, so I selected the entire thing. Then I press Control 2. Control F2, oh, Control 2, yes. Control 2. And instantly, everything becomes double-spaced. This is what's known as double-spaced. Now there's still something wrong. I still have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have to indent the first space of every paragraph, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have pretty much correct APA, unless you count, let's see, insert. This doesn't come up on your recording, unfortunately. So I'll just tell you, insert page number, let's see, top of page, and you want the top of the page. Okay, so top of the page. So anyway, so why do people, so here I'm going to go over the different parts of an effective argumentative essay. So first you have an introduction paragraph. In the introduction paragraph, you have 3 parts. You have the hook. Why do people feel better after they exercise? So that is the first sentence that hooks the reader into the essay. Then you're going to have 5 background sentences that give background to the thesis statement. The thesis statement is going to be the last sentence of the first paragraph. So let's do the 5 sentences. So why do people feel better after they exercise? Before Jan started her exercise routine before work, she felt tired during the day. She could hardly focus by early afternoon, and she could not wait until 5 p.m. to leave work so she could go to bed at home. However, after Jan started her 5 a.m. exercise routine at the gym, Jan has felt renewed energy at work. Exercise has made her feel young and happy again. And so this is the 5-sentence background, and now I have my thesis statement. So thesis statement is topic plus opinion plus reasons. And so here, exercise is not only good for physical health, but it's also great for person's mental health. Exercise helps a person lose weight and prevent diseases. So here you have the 3 reasons that exercise is good for someone's physical health, mental health, helps a person lose weight, and prevent diseases. And then your 3 reasons become your body paragraphs. So here you have the thesis statement, which says that exercise is great for a person's mental health. And so here you have the topic sentence that matches your thesis. Exercise is good for a person's mental health. Then you have exercise is good for a person's physical health, which is just like your thesis statement. And then you have exercise helps maintain weight and can prevent diseases. So that also matches your thesis statement. Lose weight and prevent diseases. So far so good. Then you have your conclusion. And in your conclusion, you are going to repeat the thesis statement that exercise is good for a person's mental, physical health and helps maintain weight and prevents diseases. In addition, exercise is important is an important part of maintaining good mental health. Even if a person does not love to exercise, a person finds other ways to stay active and improve their health. So here you have a summary. So here you repeat the thesis as the first sentence of the last paragraph, and then you summarize in 5 sentences the entire paragraph. So that is, so far, we're doing English 101. In other words, you have your thesis statement as the last sentence of the first paragraph, and then it's the first sentence of the last paragraph. So that's English 101, 5-paragraph essay structure. So this has the 5-paragraph essay structure. So far all I've done is a persuasive essay. But in order for me to make this into an argumentative essay, I'm going to add a counter-argument paragraph and a rebuttal paragraph after the paragraph 4. Okay, so after paragraph 4, you can add a counter-argument paragraph and a rebuttal paragraph to strengthen your argument. What is a counter-argument paragraph? Well, in all of this essay, I was telling everybody that regular exercise is good for you. Okay, so that's the argument, that exercise is good for you. A counter-argument paragraph means you state what the other side thinks. Well, the other side, if I'm saying that exercise is good for you, then the other side will say exercise is not good for you. Who needs exercise? Why should I do exercise? It's a waste of time. Okay, so that's the counter argument. In other words, you state the other side of your argument. So here's some of the things people say in which they say exercise is bad for you. Some people might say that exercise is not important for mental health. They might say that some people don't need to exercise to feel good. Many people say they don't have time to exercise, while others say exercise gives them cramped muscles. While others may argue that exercise can actually cause stress or exacerbate symptoms of anxiety or depression. Some say exercise aggravates their asthma or even triggers asthma attacks. And for some, starting a new exercise routine can be challenging, especially if you're disabled or if you're old, and your doctor says you shouldn't be exercising. Thus, many people do not like to exercise for many reasons. Some people don't like the temporary discomfort or fatigue of exercise. So this is all what the other side says. Exercise is not good for you. Rebuttal. Rebuttal means that you rebut the weaknesses of the other side, and then you tell your argument, so that you say, well, you know what? Actually, exercise is good for you. So after you write the other side, you're going to pivot, and then you're going to use a transition word of opposition, like however, on the other hand, therefore. Exercise is really important for a person's mental health. Even if a person does not like to exercise, a person can still find other ways to stay active. For example, a person can try yoga, dancing, or just walking. Exercise is really good for health and can help a person feel better, think better, and be healthier. The benefits of regular exercise far outweigh the potential risks. Additionally, there are many different kinds of exercise, and it's important to find an activity that feels enjoyable and sustainable for each person. Overall, while it's important to listen to each person's body and find what works best for each person individually, the evidence strongly suggests that exercise can have significant benefits for mental health, physical health, ward off diseases, and should be considered an important part of a healthy lifestyle. So here, in your rebuttal, you would say, even if you don't like to exercise, you could always do something mild. Even if it makes you tired, a little bit of exercise is still better than no exercise at all. And so that's what we've put in the rebuttal. You would rebut what the other side says, and you would say, no, you still have to exercise because exercise is good for you. So you say the no. And so this is the differentiation. You're going to learn in English 105 much more about different ways in which you can insert a counter-argument paragraph and a rebuttal paragraph into your persuasive essay in order to turn your persuasive essay into an argumentative essay. You're going to find Langen the textbook which is actually the same textbook you're using for English 101, gives many templates on different ways in which you can write a counter-argument paragraph and a rebuttal paragraph. There are many different ways of stating. Some people say, many people say, others say, some say. You could also say advocate. So you're going to go through a list of how are you going to state your sentences. Those are known as counter-argument sentence starters. You can Google that and find yourself your own list. That way you can list what the other side says. And then in the rebuttal, it's important when you pivot, as you pivot from the counter-argument to the rebuttal, you're going to need transition words of opposition. Google that. That way you have plenty of ways of saying but, okay? Remember that transition words are just different ways of saying fanboys, for, but, and, nor, you're, so, yet. So anyway, and that's it. Okay, and this is one way in which you can just add in, you don't have to put in counter-argument, you can just add it into your 5-paragraph essay structure. This is known as the block method. So there are other methods, but then they will be covered in English 105. So all I wanted to cover we're at the end of English 101. I'm teaching this lesson so you can transition from English 101 to English 105. And in English 105, you will learn a lot more about counter-argument paragraphs, rebuttal paragraphs, and why they're important. Because when you have a counter-argument and rebuttal paragraph, it makes your essay objective. And when you have an objective essay, then you avoid bias. What's bias? Bias means that you're being too one-sided and you don't state the other side of the issue. And so in order for your paper to be balanced and fair, you need to state both sides of the issue and rebut the other side. And so you're going to learn more about bias, media bias, personal bias, as well as how to write a counter-argument and rebuttal paragraph, as well as how to properly cite APA and how to do an annotated bibliography, all in which you can then avoid plagiarism by understanding properly how to do more APA. And an annotated bibliography is like if you're going to have a 10 or 15 page paper, you're going to have like 10 to 15 resources and books at the end of your references. You're not going to remember all those references. And so an annotated bibliography, which I'm going to do in a different video, simply you just summarize each article. Each article. So I will go over that in a different video. But anyway, right now, all I want to go over is what is a counter-argument paragraph and what is a rebuttal paragraph. And so a counter-argument paragraph means that you state what the other side thinks, and a rebuttal paragraph is you make your argument to rebut the weaknesses of the counter-argument paragraph, and you add that right into your 5-paragraph essay structure. This is one way of doing it. Remember, I said that there's more than one way to skin the cat. And when you take English 105, the teacher will tell you the other ways of doing of making your paper objective. So if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to that teacher. And I think that ends this video.